Students, this is SriRam Shastri. I once again welcome you back to my new video session on environmental pollution. So in this particular video, we are going to discuss about the water pollution and their reasons or causes of water pollution and what can be their effects which the humankind has faced in the last few years. So basically on the board you can see you can divide water pollution into three basic types, as the first one, that is domestic, second one is agricultural, and third one is industrial. So industrial is the major cause, but no doubt in India the population is very high, so the domestic pollutants can also be very high in nature. So first of all, if you talk about sewage is the wastewater which is produced from your household processes, and that drainage system is being very well understood as a reason of water pollutants. In India, the water is plentifully available still. The many parts of our country are facing a huge drought conditions because of improper availability of water, or the water which is available is not potable. They cannot use that water. The reason is the local water bodies have been completely polluted because of the improper drainage system, improper sewage disposal. Okay, all the cities, all the villages, everywhere, they have put forth the drainage system, and every drainage system ends with a water body, maybe a pond, lake, river, stream, or anything. Every water body is moreover polluted in India, and so it's a main cause that people are suffering from scarcity of water, being they have water in their surrounding, but still they don't have the water to use in their daily lives. Okay, so sewage contains a lot of toxic substances, household products that include detergents, soaps, and so many other substances or chemicals are used. These chemicals, with the drainage, when they enter into the water body, they cause a kind of nutrient enrichment in the water body, which is called as eutrophication. Eutrophication is nutrient enrichment of the water body. It is mainly because of two reasons. One is either agricultural reason, second is drainage. So then it will lead to overpopulation of algae on the surface, which is called as algal blooming. When the algal blooming takes place, the surface of water is completely covered with algae. The penetration of sunlight, the exchange of gases in the water habitat will completely stop. It destroys the aquatic system by such kind of pollutants. So this is one, that is about the domestic sewage as a cause of water pollution. Secondly, if we talk about the agriculture, in agriculture, fertilizers and pesticides, two words I have mentioned here. Again, when you talk about these two things, primarily when you talk about fertilizers are also nutrient rich products. Once again, when rain falls, with the rainwater, most of the fertilizers, they wash away with the rainwater and reach the water body and cause enrichment of nutrients once again in the water body, causing algal blooming and destroying of the aquatic ecosystem. If we talk about pesticides, already in some case studies we have discussed about the pesticide pollution. Okay, so pesticides, many of the pesticides which are non-biodegradable, that means when they are sprayed in the fields in agriculture, they are not degradable, they remain in the soil for a longer time. They also get dissolved in the water and reach the water bodies. They enter into the food chain from primary consumers to secondary to tertiary. When the consumer level is what you call as studied, the concentration of pesticides increases along with the trophic level. So when increase of a pesticide takes place in a food chain from 0.0001 parts per million to somewhere 0.02 parts per million or 2 parts per million, this huge increase in the deposition of pesticides in the body of organism through food chain is called as biomagnification. So biomagnification can be a result of pesticide pollution. That is also again because of the pollutants which are being created by human beings to treat the pests in their agricultural land. So agriculture can also cause eutrophication or biomagnification. Thirdly, if you talk about the industrial, unlimited things you can talk about industrial pollutants with respect to water. So industrial pollutants include a huge variety. Primarily ODS, that is ozone depleting substance, which is related to air pollution. Secondly, toxics. A different variety of toxics are produced in the water as well as in the form of gases which are released into the atmosphere. If it is a gas, it dissolves with the atmospheric gases. If it is not a gas, then it slowly, if it is a liquid, then with the sewage it is being released into the water body. So you might have seen recently, because of the COVID-19 outbreak, the people of industries are not working. So the Yamuna, the Ganga, and the major cities around it, the industries are not working. These rivers have turned out to be clean. Not only in our country, you can take examples of any other country where industries were working, which caused a huge pollution. There was foam, lather, chemical released into the water. Complete deterioration of aquatic ecosystem takes place because of that. The major factors which can affect the water pollution with respect to industries include oil and heat. Heat pollution, which is called as thermal pollution, that we'll study in another topic once again. Oil spills. Oil spills, because of petroleum industries, oil is generally spilled over the surface of water without any proper refinery mechanism, and generally it leads to huge loss to aquatic habitat. It may be marine habitat, it may be freshwater habitat, or it may be any form of aquatic habitat. So water bodies are being destroyed by sewage, water bodies are being destroyed by agricultural product, water bodies are being destroyed by industrial products. To avoid such factors, usually in India, they have an act which was proposed in 1974. In 1974, the Prevention and Control of Pollution of Water Bodies Act was enacted. Along with this, there should be a proper disposal of sewage. There should be treatment of sewage water before it should be released into the water bodies, so that the amount of pollutants in the sewage should reduce in concentration, so that the pollution should not increase to a very extreme level. But still, uh, most of the regions, we are not following these all regulations. We are not taking care of our environment. We are not taking care of water surrounding us. And when water is not available in the summer, every one of us are seeing towards the government, to the ruling party, to the what you call as legislature, for asking water. It's not the only duty of the government to save the water, it's every one of us who is responsible to save the water. So with this message, I would like to stop this video here itself. In the next video session, we'll continue with the other types of pollutants in the environment. Thank you.